With Ford shrinking the engines with all of their EcoBoost, I am very excited to bring you the 2021 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew in the iconic silver metallic. What's so special about this? Well, it's not only new, but this one is the V8 5.0 liter Billy has given us today at Furman Ford here in Countryside. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I am definitely excited that Ford has at least gave us a chance to have some performance back in the truck industry. New styling, technology, 97% of the parts are new according to Ford. I'm just glad to see this type of engine back in the Fords. Larger infotainment, more storage, but does this compete with the Ram Rebel? Is the 5.0 liter the one to beat the Ram's Hemi? We're going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. Ford F-150 sets a stronger stance with a little bit more of a profound style at 79.9 inches, enlarged grille with an even enlarged Ford badge right in the center. Now there is one area that I have to point out because I feel like they just maybe forgot about it. They did like an aerodynamic look, and then there's a pocket of air that catches right in here, right where your headlight assembly is. I understand for the dynamic look and they're trying to make it beefy. I just wish it was more polished off with the headlamp assembly. You're going to have your chrome bumpers that are set with the front parking sensors. No air vents in the center, but you do have two tow hooks as well. So ground clearance at 8.4 inches and a height of 75.5 inches. You're not really going to have too many issues going over any type of terrain. I do like the long flat hood design, and they give you kind of an image of a engine in the center, and the round off aerodynamic lines that just flow into the non-flared fenders, more box shape with an eyebrow look, encasing these 20-inch 5-spoke chrome aluminum alloy wheels. Independent double wishbone with coil-over shocks and lower control arms. That's your front suspension. The rear is going to get a leaf spring with a solid axle. I do like the length of the vehicle, even though it is a little bit longer than you would anticipate at 231.7 inches, but the wheelbase is where it's at 145.4 inches because you have a lot of room. It makes it almost like an SUV with a cargo bed. The F-150 XLT badging with the chrome vent on the side, and your door handles also chromed out. Another weird little twist is to lock the door, they put the button here instead of normally on the left. So I guess they're going a little bit more European maybe, I don't know, but they did change up the styling so you can see some of those cues. I also like the fact that they have LED lights on the exterior underneath both of your side view mirrors, in the front and on the rear, which you can change on the infotainment screen, which will go on into the interior and show you some of that. Oversized windows, that's definitely going to help with seeing out of everything, and I do like the high gloss black polish. I wish they would have actually furthered that around there, maybe eliminated some of the chrome. You do have the running boards as well. The FX4 off-roading package is also set with this vehicle with your single chrome exhaust outlet right underneath. More chrome enters the rear bumper. You're going to have your reverse parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera. However, I'm just not a huge fan of the chrome being on all four corners. I wish they would have masked it a little bit with maybe some black or high gloss black polish somewhere. The Ford emblem, I do like how that looks. I wish they would have done the same with the F-150. Here is that LED light that I was talking about, which we'll talk more on the infotainment. You can illuminate that, which is really cool, especially if you're doing something outside. Towing up to 8,200 pounds, max payload around 1,785 pounds, soft open tailgate, which makes it easy to get inside. You're going to have your LED lights in the bed with a 400-watt Charger. Cargo box length at 67.1 inches. Between the wheel well housing at 51.1 inches, a height of 21.4 inches. Total cargo capacity at 62.3 cubic feet. So it does give you all the capabilities. But you know, this is a 5.0 V8. Let's see if it really sounds like a Mustang. The new Ford F-150 brings back the performance essence that we have been wanting with a 5.0 liter V8 producing 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque that's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission achieving 16 to 22 mpgs, a 0 to 60 in the low 6 seconds, but that Mustang soundtrack, that's where it's at. Competing against the Ram Rebel, well, this is going to have more horsepower. The 0 to 60 is going to be roughly about the same. The torque is going to be identical. So the major differences will be the styling. They're completely different. But which one would you choose? Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the 2021 Ford F-150 as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the new F-150 by Ford, 40.8 inches of headroom, 40.4 inches of legroom, black slate cloth seats, 10-way power adjustment for the driver, 8-way power adjustment for the passenger with Ford badging right next to it. American flag right next to the side air vents on both whenever you enter the vehicle. So I do like that. Another thing, it's going to take a couple minutes to show you, but this is a really cool feature, especially if you're doing construction and just a little tired and whatnot like that. You can literally fold the front seats all the way back like a bed. And you see, you can literally like go to sleep and not have to worry about it. Large dashboard, which is extremely big, and to set it off, another huge implement of a 12-inch touchscreen new Sync 4. It has navigation, so you have your pinch, you have your swipe. You also have a dual split screen. So if you push onto there, you can just go through your quick tabs, and there's a lot of different settings in which you could go through. You go into your apps, you can see you have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth connectivity. Go into your audio sound system, and there you can see that you have your Sirius XM, FM, and AM. If you go into your settings, this will basically just give you your basic settings of the vehicle. Go into your features is where it's really at. So that zone lighting, which I was talking about on the exterior, turn it on, and you can just turn on different spots. There's 4 different spots, and it's really cool because it'll illuminate for you on the exterior. Click back, click into your towing, which is another aspect. You have your connection checklist. Scroll down, you have trailer sway control. If you go into your checklist, you can literally configure this any which way, and it will show you how to pretty much put your tow together. Click back out of that into your driver assistance. Here you can turn on and off any of your features. You just click on them and you can just go through it. Very simple. Owner's manual, which is a really cool page because now you can click onto the videos. If you don't understand your vehicle, click into your seats and you can literally see them as a video tutorial. So Ford is really making everything super easy. Dual climate control settings, heated front seats, storage is immense. You have storage up here on the top. You have storage here that you can fit like a liter bottle. You're going to have a total of 2 USB and 2 USB-C ports. You'll have a 400 watt max home plug and a 12 volt charger as well. Storage here in the center that you can put your key fob. Cup holders, you can easily fit a 32 ounce big gulp. And again, you can put a half a sub right here without any issues. Opening up inside and you can literally fit a handbag inside here. That's how deep it is with another 2 USB ports. I do like how big I feel inside the interior because they really do make it box structured, so very traditional 3-spoke steering wheel, more or less, with the multi-function. Your gauge cluster will have a digital readout. click into the menu and it's pretty self-explanatory as well. Everything is more or less laid out for you, and you can go through some of those things that's on your infotainment screen. You can do that on your gauge cluster, so it makes it a little bit more intuitive as well. As for your elbows, it's going to be soft on both sides. The door panel has this wood look with the contrast stitching, and you got dual panel windows for the front, which is nice. You're going to have 2 sets of storage, and then the bottom area, I mean, you can fit probably 10 to 12 16.9 ounce water bottles, so space is great. Even more storage in between on the center console as well. Let's check out the back seats. For the back seat, 43.9 inches of headroom, 43.6 inches of legroom. These are basically like SUVs with truck beds, and I say it on every single review. The floor is completely flat, a 60-40 split for the seats in the rear bench. You have cup holders here in the center, easily fit a 32-ounce Big Gulp, a 16.9-ounce water bottle, area that you can fit a pretty large cell phone, honestly speaking. 2 air vents, and the best part is connectivity. You have so much of it. You have another 2 USB ports, home plug, and a 12-volt with storage behind both of the front seats. Door panel, you got one area that you can fit maybe a 20-ounce water bottle. You have that wood look coming into it again, and then you have the 2 storage trays where you can easily fit a half a sub without any issues, and you can easily fit, I would say, at least 4 to 5 16.9-ounce water bottles. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, absolutely no problem with head or leg room. It's huge. It's literally like a couch back here, and that's how it actually feels. You sit down, it's a nice style bench. Even though it's cloth, usually I'd be complaining it needs to be leather, but this is something you can use on a daily use and have that Mustang 5.0 liter V8 sound. The only disadvantage is you don't have any area here you can put your elbow. It's going to be soft on the door panel. I just wish there was something that folded down. It would help. They do give you a lot of storage, so I guess we have to take our pros and cons. Taking the all-new 2021 Ford F-150 V8 5.0 liter 400 horsepower. This is something that I know I've been waiting for myself, because I like to see a vehicle that has power underneath that gas pedal, and this vehicle does that in the low 0 to 60s. It's pretty much like a Hemi, more or less. I know it's not, but the speed-wise is about the same, so that is a good aspect in it. Visibility, I can see through all the windows. They are enormous, and Ford does an excellent job with that. They even give you a little bit more on the windscreen here to make it even easier to see through your side view mirrors. We're going to give it a little gas at the get-go here to show you what I mean with that 10-speed automatic transmission. You get a throaty exhaust. It's not necessarily blown out like a Mustang. So when people talk about it, and I know I talked about it on the exterior, it's not going to be like a Mustang sound, but it is just nice to see that they're incorporating that back in the F-150 line. Now, there is 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike, because anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. The 3 things that I like about the vehicle: this, a V8 5.0 liter. It is insane. It gets you up to speed ever so quick. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is the safety features. When you hit the lines, the steering wheel will vibrate, and if someone's in front of you and they come to a hard stop, the car will sense it and alert you right away, so the sensors are just great. The third thing that I like, everything is big room-wise, and they finally gave us a 12-inch infotainment screen, which is huge. It just makes everything look a little bit more big and new instead of outdated, so I think they did a good job with that. Before we get to the 3 things that I dislike, I just want to show you on the interstate, it is super quiet inside this vehicle. As for the dynamics, it's a truck, don't expect anything, and it does feel a little bit wider, but you're gonna take what you got to take because it's a big truck to begin with. This is a full-size truck. The length also doesn't feel very long when you're looking at it through the rear view, but when you turn, you just are kind of like surprised how long the vehicle is. The 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle is they do stress a lot on the chrome, in which that I feel will make it in the long term outdated quicker than it should be. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is the price point we're at. I wish they would have put a little bit more materials instead of like fake materials. Maybe add some actual wood trim in the vehicle. maybe even on the buttons, like change it to like a glossy look to just give it a little bit more of a luxury look, even though it's not necessarily meant for that. It just, because of the price point. The third thing that I dislike about the vehicle is the sound of the turn signals. I wish that Ford would make it a little bit more classy. It just makes me feel like kind of in a rent-a-car, and I don't want to feel that aspect when I'm driving something in the $50,000 price point. But the best part about it, again, is that V8 noise, that rumbles. Does it sound like a Mustang? I mean, that's going to be up to you to really decide, but it definitely has the power underneath the hood, and you can get anywhere quick. It's a very long vehicle now, so just remember that whenever you are driving, because sometimes when you're looking at the side views or the rear view mirror, you're going to think that it's a lot less than 200 inches because of the way it projects. But the stance of it and the way of the comfort level, the seats, very good. I do like the power adjustments. They did an excellent job with that. And looking through the front windscreen, it's enormous. So you don't have any issues with that. You know where the front bumpers are because of the way the hood structure is. When you're driving a truck like these on a daily basis, because it's a full-size truck, you're really gonna glide over everything, especially with the wheels. Even though they're bigger size tires, you don't really feel anything. The seat cushioning is really good. And for the elbows, I mean, I have a lot of space here, so I can just really relax and enjoy a drive. We're gonna take this back to Furman Ford in Countryside, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have full trajectory, and it is a very easy screen to see. When you click here, it will basically make it easy for you to see your toe ball line up. And you click here, you're going to have multiple camera structures, so it really makes it even easier for you to do reversing or anything like that. Also can see inside the bed, and I just like the fact that everything is very easy for your maneuvering, even if you're doing your trailer, and just click back into everything. Very simple. If you click onto this, you can also click onto the side icons here, and it will basically make it easier so you can see any obstructions. I'd like to thank Billy here at Furman Ford in Countryside for giving us this 2021 Ford F-150 for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being a part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button. Check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.